So, we've kind of done this before, just not, it just hadn't been written in this form, I guess. But we have done this before, basically. So, when you're adding polynomials, does the order of addition matter? No. So, you can kind of just add whatever you want to together, right? And the rule with adding terms is you can only add like terms, which we've done before. But so, for example, on this one, we're supposed to be adding these two polynomials. By the way, what kind of a polynomial is in this parentheses right here? Trinomial. And the degree was 2. Yeah. So you can only add or subtract like terms. So really, you just add 3x squared plus 5x squared. Let's put the big degrees up front. So that would be what? 8x squared. So notice the exponent does not change. When the exponent changed when we did like x squared times x squared. That's when the exponent changes. But if you're adding, you just add the numbers on front, which are called the coefficients. That was the word we learned yesterday. Okay, and then you can do 7x plus, guys, what's going on? 8. Plus minus 5x is what? Positive 2x. So if it's a positive, you just put a plus right there. And then we have negative 6 plus 12 is positive 6. Okay, if it's a negative, just put a minus. Now, when it gets harder when, we have done this before too though, when there's a minus in the middle here. Okay, if there's a minus in the middle, what do? Subtract. You subtract what?
Those two.
All of these. We're not just subtracting 5x squared, we're subtracting the parentheses, which means everything. So it's more like, kind of like distribute. So it would be 3x squared minus 5x squared, which is what? Negative 2x squared. 7x minus negative 5x. What happens when we subtract and minus? It's a plus. So it's actually 7x plus 5x. This is where people usually get it wrong. So 7x plus 5x is positive 12x. And negative 6 minus 12. Negative 18. Negative 6 minus 12. Alright, that's about as hard as it gets. That's pretty much the whole lesson right there. Number 1. Okay, they were kind of nice to us on this first section because they wrote it vertically. So all the like terms are already lined up for us. Makes it a little bit easier. On number 1, so we're adding 3m plus 4 plus 7m plus 2 plus 9m minus 12. So basically we can just go ahead and add all those m's together. Where did we stop yesterday? I feel like that's probably not true. I think we started here.
Yeah, we started here.
That's why you say every day, Wyatt. I believe you. I was the last person to go. You might actually be right then.
No, I'm pretty sure we started with us and then we only did
Jackson.
Okay, no, we started with Kenton. We started with
You
started with
kids.
kids.
Because remember I was like,
We did 13 questions, we did 14, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, we'll pretend that Wyatt's right. Hank,
What?
how many m's do we have on number 1? We spent too much time figuring that out.
19.
Shh.
Well,
Okay, we have 3 m terms,
Luke,
but
are you me?
I just said Hank like 3 seconds ago. If you add all those m's together, how many m's? 19 m's.
It's my
turn. Yeah, so if you do 4 plus 2 plus negative 12, or 4 plus 2 minus 12, yeah, he said negative 6, which is correct. So we're just going to put minus 6 right there. Okay. Number 3, Jackson. How many what do we have in the m squared?
7
7m squared. And what?
plus 10
Plus 10m.
minus 5.
Yep. Negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5. So minus 5. Avery. So the next section is same thing but subtracting. So it's trickier because you have to subtract both bottom terms, not just the first one. So Avery, what do we have in the A's?
Would it be
3A,
3A?
5A minus 2A. And then for the constants,
Minus 2A, or just 2?
okay, now, because you got to do 3
Oh,
minus 5,
plus 8.
right? So it's actually 3 plus 5, which is positive 8.
Yeah.
All right, number 7. All right, same thing. What do you think? Number 7.
So it'd be negative 3x
Yep.
plus 10y.
Yes, it's actually 2y minus 8y, so it's 2y plus 8y, which is 10y. Then what?
Then, well, that'd be it, because it'd be plus 0.
Well, not quite. So it's negative 3 minus 3.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. So it's like, yeah, it's like left 3, left 3. Okay, there probably is going to be a 0 on one of these. I don't know. Well, yeah, later on, not in this section. Okay, number 9.
Is it gonna be 5 plus 4x equals 9x?
Yep.
5 plus 2y equals 3y, 9x plus 3y.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. They're just writing it horizontally, which is like the normal way to write it. So really, this is how it usually looks. Okay, Hannah, number 11. So let's start with the highest degree, the x cubed term on the front.
14x cubed.
Well, not quite, because if you look carefully at that middle polynomial, it's a 9x squared.
Oh, so it's 12x cubed.
So we have the 3x cubed on the front. Do we have any x cubes in the middle polynomial? No. But if you go all the way to the right polynomial, you have a 2x cubed. So we have a 3x cubed plus a 2x cubed.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, then let's check x squareds. Does the first parentheses have any x squareds?
No.
No. Second parentheses has, you're right, the 9x squared, and then third parentheses,
No.
no. So the 9x squared is kind of by its lonesome. A little bit of a trick question. Nothing to do with the 9x squared. And then how many x's do we have?
4x minus 5x is,
And they, well, 4 minus 5 would be like right 4, left 5. So that'd be negative 1.
so negative x squared.
Well, we're just on x's.
Negative x.
And then there's a plus 3x at the end. So negative 1x plus 3x is
2x.
right. And then the numbers, they call them the constants when there's no variable attached. Oh, there's a minus y there. Snuck it in on me. I didn't see that.
But there's no other ones. So
Okay,
it's
yeah.
just-
Minus y is by itself. And then the constants are, I see a +7 and a +8. So that would just be +15. Kind of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, this needs to be.
Okay, 13. I'm getting warm. You guys stack your phones. Going on right there. Safety in numbers.
That.
Okay, let's see. Luke 13.
Every 6 months, we want x,
1x, which you can just put x for that.
and plus y minus y is just nothing.
Okay, nope. So it's plus y, so that we got like 1y minus y. So that minus in front of the second parentheses, you have to distribute it out. So it's minus y, which means plus y. So what's y plus y?
2y.
2y. So I'm going to put plus 2y. And then I see a -7 and a minus another 7. Yes, -14. Yeah, when you're subtracting a positive, you're just subtracting, right? So if you're subtracting a +7, you're just subtracting a 7. So yeah, -7 minus 7 is -14, so -14. All right, Lauren. 15. So let's start with the a cubes. How many a cubes do we have?
Two.
2 terms. And if we put them together, what do we get? Well, no, because the second one's a minus. So 1 minus 2 is -1. So we're just going to put negative a cubed. Only one b squared term. Okay, so we can just copy that. Just keep it 4b squared. Oh, are we? Yeah, that's what you said, right? What else we got? Well, yeah, except for it's -3c minus. You gotta use that minus in between the parentheses. There's a minus right here. It applies to all of it. So it's minus 12. So what happens when you subtract a minus? It's plus. So we have -3c plus 12c. Yeah, good job. Yeah, I won't be offended if you guys use your calculator on this, but you know, if you can figure it out without the calculator, it just saves you time. But if you're not confident, I would use the calculator. All right, Davin, 17.
Okay, so you would add, you, y to the power of 2 is positive,
Mhm.
and 9, y to the power of 2 is also positive, so it's basically just subtracting.
Yep.
So it'd be -8y, and then
Use y squared.
y squared, yes. And then, positive 3y minus, plus 4y is 7y. And then, positive 8 minus, plus 3 is, 11.
Yep. -3 makes it a +3. Okay. Number 19. I think the only reason these are in the B section is because they're longer. I guess down below. Should have made you guys do like 22 or something.
No, it's okay.
Alright. These are easy peasy, no problem. Alright, James, so the first term is an x cubed, so what do we got in the x cubed category?
It's by itself, so this can be negative 4x.
Yep, alright. Negative 4x cubed is all by its lonesome. Okay, and then how many x squareds do we have?
There's the positive 3x squared, and then there's the negative 6x squared. So you would put those together to get negative 3x squared, and then you would add the 5x squared to it to get 2x squared.
Right. Okay.
And then you have a negative 5x and a positive 3x, so you add those together to get negative 2x.
Yep.
And then 10 plus 9 is 19 minus 10 is 9.
Okay. 33. The directions on 33 say, write a polynomial expression for the perimeter of each figure. So, what does perimeter mean? It's basically the distance around the polygon. It's the distance around. So, we would just, surprise, surprise, add all the sides together. So on 33, Abby, any ideas what we should do first? Add 2x and 3x and 2x and x. Yeah. I would also notice though at the bottom there's a 3x squared. What should we do with that? Yeah. So, and I'm going to put it in order, so I'm going to put the x squareds in front. So let's leave that alone. Okay, so what is 2x plus 3x plus 2x plus x? 8x. So plus 8x. And then there's a minus 5 and a plus 5 at the bottom. So what's going to happen to those two? They, right. And then a plus 6 and a plus 7. Yep. Good job. All right. 34, I'm not going to do this one, but let's talk about it a little bit. It says the length of a rectangle is 5n plus 3. What's the length mean? It's usually like the long side is 5n plus 3. Whoops. 5n plus 3, and the width is the other side is 2n minus 6. Well, what do we know about rectangles? The opposite sides are the same. Congruent is the fancy word. So you're supposed to find the perimeter on that one too. I'll leave that to you guys.